Hi guys, and welcome back to another flow. I am so excited to be moving with you again. It has been a few weeks since I have uploaded a flow, so let's dive in. Style of the day is going to be a Vin-Yin, so it's going to be a half Vinyasa, half-ish, a little less than half Yin at the end, a little bit of a Yin fusion we're going to dive into. So the perfect mix of full body stretch and strength. So let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. If you need an extra moment to, we're going to be grounding in, but if you need an extra moment to ground in, to take some breath, to grab a quick sip of water and hydrate up, do what you need to do and meet me in a child's pose when you're ready. So big toes together, knees wide. We are gonna slide those arms out long, melt the hips down towards the heels, melt the forehead down, and we are going to come into that breath of ours. First and foremost, before we change anything about the breath, just noticing the quality of your breath and really what that tells you about where you're at today and maybe what you may need and how you can modify this practice to best nourish you and support you and honor your needs today. Is your breath nice and deep? Is it slow? Is it a little bit quicker? Is it more shallow? Are you breathing into your chest space rather than into your belly? All things telling you just a little bit of a glimpse into where your nervous system may be at today. As we recognize that, starting to send the breath deeper into the nose with the inhale. Exhaling out the mouth, let it go. 2 more just like so, inhaling. And exhaling. Last time here, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Our breath just serving as this connection, this relationship, this communication with the world around us. Starting to slowly, if you've had the eyes fluttered shut, starting to open them, walking our way up onto all fours, wrists stacked under shoulders, knees come underneath the hips, tuck the toes, and straight away here, we're just gonna press back into a downward facing dog. Just taking a moment here to meet the shape, finding some stillness, finding length all the way down through the Achilles here. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna slowly start to walk out and pedal our down dog, getting some more movement through that posterior chain, maybe taking a shake or nod of the head. Give yourself what you need in these first few moments of movement in your practice. And eventually coming to meet and find some stillness here. As we take an inhale, we're gonna start to snake the spine straight away, getting into some fire and heat into our high plank. And exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. 2 more. Inhale, snaking that spine over to your high plank. And exhale, thread it back, downward facing dog. Last time here, inhale, snake that spine over, high plank. And as we exhale this time, we're gonna take a big step out, hollowing out that plank. The further you step those hands out, the more of a challenge it's going to be. Pulling that belly button into the spine, pulling the heels towards the back of your mat. And maybe even here, either staying with a neutral neck, keeping the gaze shifted down at the mat, or if you want a little extra bit of fire, or length rather, tuck that chin into the chest. Getting an intentional opening down the back of the neck, the base of the skull. If you've done that tuck of the chin to the chest, bringing that neck back through neutral, shifting the gaze down towards the mat. And from here, we're gonna drop it elbow by elbow down to your low plank. Engage the glutes, tuck the tailbone, dropping those hips all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. We're in our Sphinx. Take a breath here, inhale. And as we exhale, either staying here or spreading through the fingers, grounding down through the palms, and getting a little bit more of a straighten out through the arms for a high cobra variation. Inhale. We're gonna take a flow here. Exhale, drop the elbows down. Inhale, press into that high cobra. Engage those glutes, strong through the back body, expansive length through the front. Exhale, drop those elbows down. Last time here, inhale, expand up. Straighten out through arms. High cobra. Exhale, drop it down through elbows, this time letting the forehead and chest cascade all the way down. Dropping the palms underneath the shoulders, tucking under through the toes. And we're gonna press it straight back up into our tabletop and find some movement through our cat-cow and mobilize that spine a bit. As we inhale here, chest lifts, arch the spine. And exhale, press into the shoulders, round out through the spine. Inhale, chest lifts, arch, pull the shoulders back, open up those collarbones. And exhale, press up the shoulders, round out through the spine. Last time here, inhale, chest lifts, we arch. And exhale, press up through the shoulders, round out through the spine. Coming back, flat back, neutral spine. We're gonna tuck the toes with the next inhale, hover those knees from the mats. Taking 3 big cycles of breath here. Inhale and exhale. Pressing out through the shoulders, protracting those shoulders off to the sides, keeping the back nice and flat. Inhale here and exhale. Can you be with strong sensation and still stay connected to breath? Inhale here. Exhale, we're gonna press the heart back to the thighs, deep, deep bend. Pull the hips down towards the heels. They're not meeting the heels, but down towards. And then with our next inhale, we're gonna shoot forward, high plank. Inhale, press back, deep, deep bend. Exhale, press forward, high plank. Last time here, inhale, press back, deep bend. And then exhale, straighten out the legs, downward facing dog. We meet again. Big breath here, fill up the lungs in all directions. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, getting that absorption of the breath into the body. Taking what you need with it to nourish your body. And with that exhale, giving back to the world what you do not longer need. Do no longer need. That was funny. Giving back what you no longer need. Only taking what you need here. Last breath here, inhale. Exhale, let it go. From here, we're gonna sweep the right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open up through the hip. We're gonna flex through the right foot. Pull the right heel in towards the right glute. Right knee pulling up towards the ceiling. We take a breath here, inhale. Exhale, re-straighten the leg, point the toe, square the hips off to the mat. And then exhale, right knee, right elbow, we crunch in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, right knee, right wrist, we crunch in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, right knee, left wrist. Inhale, kick back. Inhale, right knee, left elbow, we crunch in. Slowly swiveling onto the knife edge of the left foot, we step back on the ball of the right, reaching the right fingertips towards the front of the mat. Opening up through the chest. Wild thing, straight away here. Inhaling. If you want to take some wrist circles here, absolutely feel free. A few moving one way, a few moving back the other way. Inhale here, we're gonna take a little flow. Exhale, we're gonna step the right foot on top of the left, square the hips towards, they're pointing towards the right side of the mat. And then exhale, take that step back on the ball of the foot. We open up the hips. 2 more just like so. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, we open up. Inhale, side plank last time, nice and strong. Exhale, we open up, wild thing. Nice, slow, smooth transition all the way back to your high plank. And as we exhale, thread it back downward, facing dog. Beautiful job. That is very, very challenging, very, very spicy. Through the shoulder, through the oblique. Lots of movement going on there, lots of strength, lots of fire. We're gonna do that same flow on the opposite side. As we inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open up through the hip, flex the left foot, pulling the left heel towards the left glute. Left knee pulling up towards the ceiling. Right heel pulling down towards the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, re-straighten the leg, point the toes, square off the hips. And as we exhale, left knee, left elbow, we crunch in. Inhale, we kick back. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, crunch it in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, left knee, right wrist. Last time, inhale, kick back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, we crunch in. Slow, smooth transition all the way to wild thing on your right side, swiveling onto the outer edge of the right foot. Left fingertips sweeping towards the front of the mat. We open up through that left shoulder. Inhale here, you know where we're going. Exhale, stacking left foot on top of right. You can either take one step or a few little ones to get there. Squaring the hips so the whole hips, front body complex, facing that left side of the mat. Exhale, we step back, wild thing, we open up. Inhale, side plank, whoo. Exhale, we open up. Inhale, side plank. Exhale, we open up. Right wrist and shoulder still stacked. Inhale, side plank, as we make that transition all the way through our high plank. And we press it back, downward facing dog. You guys are incredible. We are going to get off the wrist for a moment, linking 4 different flows through Sun, Sal, B. 2, we're gonna pretty much flow right through, and then 2, we're gonna link our main flow series of the day with. All right, shifting that gaze towards the front of the mat, bending through the knees, step jumper, hop up to those fingertips at the top of your mat. Heel toe those feet together. As we inhale, we hinge back in the hips, chest stays lifted, arms sweep back, airplane. Exhale, arms sweep forward. The gaze can drop down towards the toes, or it can shift up to those fingertips. Whatever feels best for you, we are here for 5 breaths. Keep those hips down, keep that chest nice and tall. Inhaling and exhaling her breath as, again, this communication we have with ourselves, with our body, with the outside world. Can we have that give and take? Can we let those inhales nourish us, even if in these moments of spice and strength and heat? And can we let go what we no longer need with the exhale? Last breath here. You're doing amazing. Inhale. Exhale, drop it down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or jump back to your high plank. We take 3 cycles of breath here, because why not add a little extra fire and heat to this plank? Inhaling. Exhaling. Think about trying to get long, pulling the heels towards the back of the mat, creating space between your intercostals. Inhaling and exhaling. Last breath here. We breathe in. We breathe out as we drop down to the elbows one by one or together. Hips pull high. Take a walk-in of those feet. And we meet our dolphin. Pressing out through the shoulders to create space for the head and neck, and so we're not just dumping the weight into the head. So nice and lengthened, heels pulling down, tailbone reaching high, belly button pulling in towards spine, knitting the rib cage in. Inhale, last breath. And exhale, we're straightening out through the arms again together or one by one, and then just take a step out to widen out into your downward facing. We're gonna do that once again, add a little extra spice to our chair. Inhale here, breath to prep. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, shifting the gaze towards the front of the mat, bending through the knee, step, jump, or hop, up to those fingertips. At the top of the mat, heel toe those feet together. Inhale as we hinge the hips back, coming into your chair, airplane arms. Exhale, hinge forward, arms reach high, biceps by the ears. We're gonna take 5 heel lifts too. So as we inhale, we're gonna come up onto the balls of the feet, heels lift. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, we lift, coming up onto the toes. Exhale, we drop down. 3 more. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we drop. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we drop. Last time, inhale, we lift. Exhale, we drop. Holding for an extra cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale, we're gonna come all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to that high plank. We have 3 breaths to hold here. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, let it go. Last breath here. On your next exhale, we're gonna drop down to the elbows, hips pull high, heels pull down. Take a little step in of those feet as much as what's comfortable for you. Option to stay in that wider dolphin as well. Press up to the shoulders. We are here for 3 breaths. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. Move it through. Last breath of your dolphin for the moment. Expand those lungs in all directions. Exhale, straighten out through the elbows together or one by one. Take a little bit of a step out to widen out through your down dog as needed. And we take a breath here, linking our next 2 sun sal Bs into our main flow series of the day. Inhaling. Exhaling, let it go. Inhale, shift the gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knee, step, jump, hop, float, handstand, crow pose. Whatever gets you to the top of your mat as we heel toe those feet together if they aren't already. Inhale, sweep those fingertips back, airplane. Hinge the hips down, chest stays lifted. Exhale, sweep the arms forward, chair pose. Inhale here. And exhale here for 5 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Last breath here. On your next exhale, hands come through heart center, left elbow hooks to the outer edge of that left knee, either keeping the gaze shifted down at the toes or shifting the gaze high up to the ceiling for a little bit more of a balanced challenge. Inhale here. Exhale. 2 more. Whoo, spicy little bit of chair today. You are a rock star. 1 more breath. As we come back through center, we are actually gonna keep the gaze shifted toward the right side, keeping the twist. We're gonna drop the left fingertips down. We're gonna open up the right fingertips, and we're gonna kick that left leg back. So we're in our revolved half moon. Little micro bend through that right knee. And we're gonna kick that left leg back, full extension, closing off that hip space. Inhale here. Exhale, we drop the right fingertips down. We open up the left fingertips as we stack the left hip on top of the right. We open up the hip. Gaze can shift up towards the left fingertips, or stay shifted down at the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, nice big transition, taking a micro bend through the right knee. As we step back, left toes are gonna swivel to point towards the left outer edge of the mat. We cascade those arms open. Hello, warrior two, beautiful job. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath. Windmilling those arms over, framing the foot. Step it back to your high plank. This time we're gonna kick that left leg back to a 3-leg plank, or drop the toes down for a normal high plank. Inhale here. Exhale, if you're in your 3-leg, or if you're in your regular high plank, either way, we're dropping the dolphin, either both feet grounded or right leg swept high. Inhale here. Exhale, either staying with dolphin or taking 10 toe taps here in our 3-leg dolphin for 10 and 9. Little Pilates fusion here, 8 and 7. Let's see if I can count. And 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Sweep it high. We're gonna press up through the elbows, both together or one by one. Drop the right toes down. Hello, downward facing dog. We have arrived. We're gonna do that flow series one more time on our beautiful left side that we will not forget. And then we're gonna start to yin it out and come into a little bit of a yin fusion. Inhaling here. Let it go. Inhale, shift the gaze towards the front of the mat, bending through the knees, step, jump, or hop up to those fingertips. As we heel toe those feet together. Inhale, arms sweep back, airplane, hinge down in the hips, bend the knees. Exhale, arms sweep forward, hello chair. Here for 3 breaths. Here for 5 breaths, actually. Almost let you guys get away with something. Maybe sinking the hips a little bit deeper for these last few breaths. Can you let any stories going on in the mind be just that? Knowing that the body can often do a lot more than our minds want us to. Hands through heart center on your next exhale. We're gonna bring the right elbow to link to the outer edge of the left knee. Shift the gaze up towards the ceiling or keep it shifted down towards the floor. Grounded down through all 4 corners of both feet, but especially that left foot that we're gonna be putting our weight into. Inhale here, last breath. Exhale, right fingertips drop, left fingertips open, keeping that micro bend in the left knee. We can straighten out through it just a little bit. As we kick that right leg back, full extension, point the toe, square the hips off to the floor. Revolved half moon transition. Inhaling. Exhale, drop the left fingertips down. We stack the right hip on top of left, opening up the right fingertips towards the ceiling. Inhaling. Exhale, little micro bend of the left knee guides us to take that big step back. Right toes pointing towards the right corner of the mat, the right side of your mat, as we open up those arms. Warrior two, we are here. Feeling that gentle external rotation of the thighs. Feel like you almost have a string attached to the belly button all the way up towards the ceiling as we tuck that tailbone and really engage out through that core. Inhale, last breath here. Exhale, windmill the arms over, frame the front foot, step it back, either straight high plank or keep those left toes hovered. Inhale here. Exhale, dolphin. We drop down to elbows. Either staying in your dolphin or taking 10 toe taps for 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Ooh, Almost slipped on my mat. And 1. We drop it down. We press up in those elbows, downward, facing dog. We have arrived. Hello, yin fusion. Hello, cooling down the body after that vinyasa heat. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right wrist. We come in. We drop down through left knee, shifting back on the left toes a little bit as needed to create more length. And we're in our right side pigeon, either staying up on the palms, dropping down to elbows, or option to drop all the way down to forehead. We are gonna be here for several cycles of breath in this yin fusion. Yin is really this space that we get to not only find this coolness, right, after all that heat, but we also get to embrace these poses in ways that we really aren't able to access when we're only here for 1 to 5 cycles of breath. So I invite you, as we stay here for a little bit longer than we normally would, can you notice any parts of this pose that are maybe speaking to you that you don't notice as often normally in your pigeon? Maybe you're noticing that this feels really expansive and good on the glute space. Maybe you're noticing as we move further in that maybe the hip doesn't necessarily love this as much. And by all the means, yin can be pretty challenging at times to sit in this. So a little bit of discomfort is totally normal and totally expected. But if you're in any sharp, acute pain, please go ahead and move your way out of this pose and perhaps into a child's pose. 3 more cycles of breath here on this right side. Option to flutter off the eyes to a close if you haven't already. Everything we do from here on out doesn't require much look to the screen. So feel free to really get in your own zone and in your own body. Starting to press up through the palms, walking those hands back towards you, tucking under the left toe, press it back, downward facing dog. And we're gonna dive into the left side pigeon. Inhale, sweep the right leg high, or the left leg high. Exhale, left knee, left wrist. We crunch in, we drop down through right knee, untuck right toe. And we are gonna drop it all the way down. Option to stay up on the palms, drop it down to forearms, drop the forehead down to the palms. If you've rested the forehead on the palms, my recommendation is to swap it out. So the opposite, maybe the more awkward, non-dominant hand is on top. Breathing here. Inhale, can you use this to nourish your body, to take in what you need to create space? And with the exhale, giving back what you no longer need and moving, relaxing physically into this space just a little bit more. The breath is our tool. The breath is everything. It's our life force. It's our energy. It's our connection to all things, everyone around us, to ourselves. Inhaling and exhaling, slowly starting to walk those palms back towards you. Tuck under the right toe, press it back, downward facing dog. And from here, we're just gonna drop it straight down onto all fours. Cross the ankles over each other, sit back in the hips, glutes meet the mat, and we are going to drop it. Ooh, my little thing fell off. That's okay. Hopefully we're okay. We are gonna drop it all the way down to a happy baby. So dropping all the way down here. First off, hugging forehead to knee, chin to chest. And then we're gonna grab outer edges of the feet, kick open, happy baby. Drop the forehead down. Maybe even getting a little massage out, a little rock side to side to just slowly soothe yourself into this hip opener. And then finding some stillness. We land for several cycles of breath. Embracing any tingles, shaking sensations that come up. Last breath here. As we invite our next exhale in, we're gonna come back through center, knees together, tight squeeze, forehead to knee, chin to chest. Last two yin poses. We're gonna open up those arms to a T, shift knees over to left, head shifts over to right. Less expansive spinal twist, double leg. Inviting both shoulders to stay glued to the mat here. Last breath here. With your next exhale, let that exhale move you back through center, knees shift over to right, head shifts over to left. And by all means, at any time, you can shift the gaze up towards the ceiling. If you ever feel dizzy at all, if this is just a little bit too expansive for the head and neck. Options. This is just a blueprint, a foundation, but this is your practice. Listen to your body. Let this space invite you to play and explore and find that communication with your breath, with your body. And honor what it needs. Honor. Let me see if I can speak today. Let's see that. Honor what you may need today. Let's rock it back through center. One last tight squeeze before we meet our final pose of Shavasana. Forehead to knee, chin to chest. And then we are going to open all the way up. Let the legs extend out towards the outer edges of the mat. Let the hips relax. Let the palms, forearms, shoulders relax. Let the fingers start to do what they do naturally and curl in towards your palms. The toes can have a gentle external rotation off to the sides. And let us meet that connection between spice and heat and our asanas, our poses, our physical practice. Let that meet the most important pose, the most important practice and integration of all that is yoga, shavasana, our relaxation, our stillness, our full embodied presence that we get to sit in. And it really is such a gift when we get to sit with ourselves and bring that clear, focused, authentic self back into the world. So with that, I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna leave you in your shavasana. I'm gonna take 5 cycles, deep, nourishing cycles of breath with you. And if you have time, I encourage you to stay in your shavasana. And we breathe. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste. I'll see you in the next one. Stay in shavasana if you have the time.